What's good, y'all, man? We got John. I'm calling him John. I ain't gonna butcher his last name, but yeah, we got Task Force casting reveal, villain breakdown, man. You feel me? Rumors. Don't take a grain of salt. You already know the rules. But yeah, like the sub, live Task Force news though. I ain't gonna lie. Don't care live Task Force news. But yeah, like the sub. Hey, yeah, let's see what's going on. Let's see what's going on, y'all.
What's going on, guys? Welcome to Everything Always. My name's Michael Roman, aka Allfires. Now, the Fantastic Four were responsible for delivering two of the most epic villains of all time to the Marvel Universe, and in their first 50 issues, both Doctor Doom and Galactus are byproducts and villains of the original Fantastic Four run. On top of that, they delivered other iconic Marvel villains that would stick around in the publishing and for decades, like Super Skrull, Annihilus, King the Conqueror, and even Namor. But like a lot of heroes and teams, especially early on in Marvel's publishing, the deeper you go into the rogues gallery, the worse it gets. And the Fantastic Four's roster is definitely not impervious to, well, no other way to put it, some absolute goofs. That's where we pick up with a scoop from earlier in the year, how Marvel would look to handle some of those original villains. And yesterday we got a bombshell reveal coming from a source we haven't covered in quite some time, but a trusted industry insider as to who John Malkovich is playing, and it happens to be one of these OG villains. We're going to break down which villain it is and how this sort of semi-confirms a scoop from earlier in the year as to what Marvel is doing with their OG rogues gallery. But first, if you could grab the subscribe button. We do daily Marvel content at the channel, that's all we do, and my analytics as of late have indicated there's still a ton of you who watch the channel but haven't subscribed yet, which is totally cool, and I still appreciate your support. Keep watching, but in the meantime, I also kindly invite you to subscribe in this weird day of the 2024 algorithm. It's the thing you can do to support the content creators that you like and follow the most, and if you appreciate the content here at the channel, I'd sincerely appreciate the sub. Okay, so today's update actually comes in an exclusive from Charles Murphy over at Murphy's Multiverse. He's been in the game since the days of Infinity War and Avengers Endgame, and has a proven track record in the space when it comes to Marvel scoops. This is what he had to say in an article headlined, "What I Heard This Week, John Malkovich's Fantastic Role."
That's his name, Malkovich. Okay.
Report quote, in May 2024, a Hollywood Trade report broke the news that Malkovich had joined a very impressive cast of Marvel Studios' The Fantastic Four First Steps in an unknown role. Speculation around Malkovich's role had the actor filling in as anyone from Philip Masters, aka the Puppet Master. For the record, guys, that's exactly who I thought he was playing for obvious reasons, to Reed Richards' time-traveling father, Nathaniel, to many other interesting roles in between. As it turns out, Malkovich will be portraying one of the Fantastic Four's oldest foes, one I speculated might end up in the film in February of 2024. This week, I heard that Malkovich is playing Marvel Comics villain and twisted genius Ivan Kragoff. First introduced in January of 1963's Fantastic Four number 13, Kragoff is better known as the Red Ghost, reoccurring foe of Marvel's first family, who often used his army of super apes to aid him in his plans. A brilliant Russian scientist, Kragoff was fascinated with cosmic rays, and following the exposure of the Fantastic Four to them, built his own spacecraft, loaded it up with primates, and intentionally exposed himself to cosmic rays as well. He and his simian sidekicks were all mutated by the exposure and took on the Fantastic Four on the blue area of the moon. Malkovich is known for having a famously horrible Russian accent, which he showed off in Rounders and Billions, and is almost certainly part of the reason that John Malkovich is playing Red Ghost, which is so true. Okay, so we already know that Ralph Ineson is playing Galactus, and he's even been shown at D23 in San Diego Comic-Con, and really all over the internet, even though it wasn't supposed to be out there. We talked about that in yesterday's video. So since Galactus is going to be what we think is the main villain, and there's a really good chance that Robert Downey Jr. will have his first scenes as Doctor Doom in that film. Remember, the director, Matt Shakman, actually leaked in an interview, he didn't really mean to imply this, that he had known that Robert Downey Jr. was returning as Doom, and for quite some time, probably because his whole casting, the purpose of the timing for that was to get him in some scenes in the Fantastic Four. We've talked about the theories already as to why and how they're going to end up in the 616. We'll continue to talk about that at the channel. Considering those are going to be the two big villains in the film, this is where we revert back to an early scoop that said that Marvel might look to do a first act montage or work through the villains in the film, these earlier silly villains that they want to get out of the way, while still paying homage to them and giving them some screen time. In between the casting of what might be Paul Walter Hauser as Mole Man, and now hearing that John Malkovich is going to be dropping his bad Russian accent as Red Ghost,
bad Russian accent,
first
dude.
act comedy montage or quickly working through these villains where they're really only getting maybe 30 seconds, a minute of screen time each. They're just basically cameos. That's what I suspect for all of these actors who are playing these villains. Now again, I know that there were some rumors over the last couple of weeks that said we would be getting a first look at the Fantastic Four because of D23 Brazil this weekend. I think there's absolutely zero chance of that. If you missed our video from last night, by at least one report from a trusted industry insider, it looks like we're getting the second trailer for Captain America Brave New World. Now, it's not totally out of the question that they featured the Fantastic Four, though, at the presentation without dropping a trailer. Of course, it would be extremely fan-pleasing for them to have the cast of the Fantastic Four on stage as well. And we have heard one other huge rumor about the name of the movie possibly changing from the Fantastic Four The First Steps, which is an homage to the space race and the first steps of Franklin Richards, who's already been spotted on set, to the name First Contact, which would be an homage to Star Trek and possibly the first contact between, say, the Fantastic Four and the multiverse. Although I pointed out when we were talking about the theory for what that name could mean, that we've already had several multiverse visitors to the 616 in the form of the two Spider-Men and others. We've also had members of the 616, like Doctor Strange, travel to other parts of the multiverse, so I'm not exactly sure how First Contact would apply in the multiversal sense, but it could be with Galactus, first contact with Galactus, and that ultimately being whatever drives the plot forward. What will be very interesting to see, though, is that we know there's no chance they're treating Galactus as a one-off villain to be defeated in this film. And since we already know that the Fantastic Four and presumably Doctor Doom have to make their way to the 616, is Galactus going to too, or are they going to merge them so no one really has to travel anywhere? And if the second case is the truth, then that really sounds like Doom creating Battleworld. If that takes place and during the Fantastic Four, that would certainly be an incredible way to end the film, and of course would explain why there's no other Marvel films between then and Doomsday. You guys let me know all your thoughts down below. As always, quickly, let's get into the giveaway stuff before I let you go. For the full breakdown in
anyway, man, let me know what y'all think on the villain, man. Is it true? Is it false? Let me know, y'all. We already know we getting Galactus. You know, y'all saw it. But is his villain true? Let me know down below, though. Take a good grain of salt, though. But Galactus is true, though. But other villain, I don't know. You feel me, man? But hey, lock it up, sub. We getting a lot of news. I know y'all like them news. You feel me? So we gonna give y'all some news. Yeah. But anyway, man, like it up, sub, hit the bell, and yeah. Peace.